everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Today in our maths lesson, we are going to be reading and interpreting block diagrams. So to start off with, we're going to have a look at this tally chart as a bit of a recap. You're going to answer this question, true or false? The tally chart shows the number of children in each class. Explain how you know. So what you need to do, you need to have a look and see if the total showed in the tally matches up with the number at the side. You need to say whether that's true or false, and you need to explain how you know. Pause the video here to answer this question. Okay, well done. Please upload your answer to Padlet or email it across to myself or Mrs. Buttress. We'd love to see what you put. Here is an example of a block diagram. We can see that at the side we have the number of children, and along the bottom we have different types of fruit. Now, rather than being represented as lines like a tally chart or pictures like a pictogram, in a block diagram we just use blocks to show the data. This could also be called a bar chart as well. You're going to have a go at answering these 3 questions, and then we're going to go through the answers together. So pause the video here to have a go. Okay, let's mark these answers together. So, get my pen. How many children chose apples? We need to have a look at the apple section of the block diagram and see how many bars there are. We could count the bars, or we could just see where they go up to and then look across to see the number of children. So for the first one, the number of children that chose apples is 4. The second question, how many children chose oranges? We can look at the orange, go all the way up and see what line it's on, 10. And then the third question, how many children chose mango? Let's go up the mango column, and it is 6. Well done if you managed to get those answers correct. Now we have 2 more questions on the same block diagram. This question here says, how many more children chose an orange compared to an apple? And the second question says, how many fewer children chose mango compared to orange? This means that we need to compare the data on our block diagram rather than just looking at one column at a time. So the first one is asking us to look at the orange column and the apple column. And it's asking us how many more children chose orange compared to apple. It's not asking us to say how many children chose orange. It's saying how many more children compared to the apple selection did children choose. So we know that 4 children chose apple, and we know that 10 children chose orange. So we need to find the difference between these numbers. Now we know that if we do 10 take away 4, we're left with 6. So we could do a calculation to work it out. What else we could do is just look at the diagram and we can count on to see how many more children chose orange. So let's count. We've got 4 already. Let's see what the difference is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more children chose orange compared to an apple. Have a go at the second question for me and we will mark it together. Okay, well done for having a go at that question. It says how many fewer children chose mango compared to orange. So what you needed to do is you needed to have a look at the orange column. We know that there's 10 children that chose orange. Let's see how many children chose mango. Well, the line goes all the way up and says 6 children. So you could have done a calculation 10 take away 6 to find the difference between these 2 numbers, or you could have counted up until you reached the same level as the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we know that 10 take away 6 as well is 4. Whoops. There we go. Here is a new block diagram. It says Ben made a graph. It's called Sweets in My Bag. At the side we have the number of sweets, and at the bottom we have a picture of the different types of sweets. We need to decide which sweet is there the most of and which sweet is there the least of. Pause the video for me to have a go at this question. Okay, well done. So you should be able to tell just from looking at the diagram which sweet is the most popular, which sweet there are the most amount of. And it would be this sweet here, because we know that this diagram, this bar or these blocks go all the way up to 4 and they reach higher than any other block. That means there's more of them. So this is the most popular sweet. This is the answer to number 1. Which sweet is there the least of? Well, again, rather than counting each of them up, we can just have a look and see that this sweet here has the lowest bar. It doesn't reach up as high as the others, which means there's not as many of these sweets. Here is your independent challenge. There are 5 questions for you to answer about this diagram. So at the side, we have the number of animals. And then at the bottom, we have the pictures of the different animals in this diagram. I'm going to read you these questions and then it is time for you to have a go answering them. The first question says, how many lions are at the zoo? The second question, how many penguins are at the zoo? Number 3, how many more monkeys are there than giraffes? So you need to compare the monkeys and the giraffes and see how many more monkeys there are. Number 4, how many fewer lions are there than snakes? So for this one, you need to look at the lions and see how many there are, and the snakes and compare and see how many fewer lions there are. The last one, how many giraffes and penguins are there all together? So for that question, you need to add the amount of giraffes and penguins together to see how many there are. Pause this video to have a go. Well done for answering these questions. Please make sure you upload your work to Padlet or email them across to Mrs. Buttress or I so that we can have a look and see how you managed to get on. Thank you for watching today's video and I'm sure we will see you very soon.